Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Curly Girl Angela G, and today we're going to do the next part in my Curated Makeup Collection series. I've already put up the first video, which was base products as well as single eye products and brow products. And the second video was part one of cheek products, all three categories, but they were all powdered. So today is the creams and liquids, all three categories for cheeks. So grab some coffee, settle in. Let's go ahead and get into it. Before we do that though, if you want to know about the makeup on my face right now, that will be coming or should be up already as I get ready with me for a soft glam summer makeup get ready with me. So if it's up, I'll link it. If not, it will be coming soon. But I'm going to start with cream and liquid bronzers, and I'm going to swatch everything for you, tell you what I think of it, all the good things. Everything will be listed in a pinned comment for you in case you're interested. You can also shop them on my Bendable storefront, which will be linked down below. So let's get into it. So up first is one of my older ones. This is a Makeup Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in the shade Light. This is currently in my Project Pan. I really love this. It's very, very creamy, but very, very easy to blend out, even though it's super pigmented. It lasts really well on my skin, and it just looks really beautiful. I love the formula of this one. Then we have the e.l.f. Bronzing Drops. These are newer to me, but so far I am really enjoying them. They are too dark. I have the shade Rose Gold in these, and they are too dark for me to wear alone, but I have mixed it into foundation. You would have seen, I'm sorry, into moisturizer. You would have seen that in my glowy bronzy summer look. And I also today have it on mixed with a skin tint. So I really like these. I definitely need to keep playing with them to figure out what the best way to use them for me is. But let me know if you have thoughts on these because I've really enjoyed them so far. Then we have the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sunkissed Glow Bronzer in 2 medium. I got this. I specifically ordered the Allure Beauty Box a couple of months ago because I wanted this and it was like a really good deal. And so there's what that looks like. This is a little deep for my skin tone, so I have to be careful with it, but the formula is beautiful. It blends in so nicely and it just looks really, really natural on my more pale skin, even though it is a little deep, but the formula is absolutely stunning and I love the packaging. Next, we have the Milani Cheek Kiss Blush in Hey Honey. And this one, I really like the blush. We'll talk about that when we get to blushes. But the bronzer formula is a little, I mean, in a swatch, it's built up pretty good. I love the shade. It's very, very neutral, and I love that about it. But I do find that this one doesn't last as long on my skin, and it's easy to kind of blend it away. So I do find that I have to build it a little bit, unlike the blush, which is super, super pigmented and lasts, and it's easy to build up. This one, you definitely have to build it up a little bit. But I still love it. I love the formula of it. It just feels really nice on the face, and I think that this would be a perfect bronzer for a no makeup day, like where I'm not wearing foundation, because it is so light and sheer if you want it to be. Then we have the ColourPop Super Shock Bronzer Matte in Owl's Bet, and I do like this one. It's probably my least favorite in my collection, if I'm being honest. I don't love the formula. It's kind of a cream to powder formula, and it just doesn't blend as easily as some of my other bronzers, but it is a beautiful shade, and once I get it on my skin, it does look really pretty, but sometimes I have trouble getting it to blend without being kind of splotchy. Then we have one of my favorites. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Honey Drip, and I know these have been pretty controversial. I have Pan in mine. I have used up an entire one of these in a different shade. I had tan lines, loved it, and then I got this one in Honey Drip, and this one does have to be built a little bit. Unlike most people who say that it doesn't last on their skin, it does last on my skin, and I really love it. But I would love to hear your thoughts down below if you've tried this one. Does it last on you or not? But it's super easy to blend, and another one of those ones that is perfect for a no foundation makeup day. Then we have the Milani Liquid Contour Conceal and Perfect in 01 Honey. Love, love, love this one. This is probably one of my favorites. I love the tone of it. It's super neutrally, but it just blends beautifully. I don't love the packaging necessarily, but I do love the formula. It blends really nicely. It can be sheared out or built up without too much trouble, and I absolutely love that about it. And last but not least, for bronzer, we have the Iconic London Sheer Bronze, and this is in the shade Caramel Glow. And I haven't used this one a ton since I got it from Kyra, but I have used it a couple of times and I really like it. It's super easy to blend. It's a beautiful color. I was a little scared when I first got it that it was going to be too dark, but it's really not. It is exactly that, a sheer bronze. And so I really like the formula and I love the shade of this one. All right, up next we have cream and liquid blushes, and I'm not going to separate them from cream from liquid. I'm just going to go in. So the first one we have is an old one. It's in my project pan this year. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick Blush in the shade Sexy Flush. And there's what that looks like. It's super, super light and such a pretty pale pink. And I really enjoy this one. I'm going to be sad at the end of the year when I have to let it go if I don't finish it, because it is a beautiful formula. Next is the ColourPop Super Shock Blush in Between the Sheets. This one also has pan on it, and kind of like the bronzer, this is not my absolute favorite formula because it's kind of a cream to powder. I have a hard time getting it to build the way that I would like it. It might partially be the age of it, but it is a cream to powder. It does last so-so on my skin, but I definitely have to work with it to get it built up. Then we have the Tower 28 Beach Please Magic Hour Blush, and this one is also in my project pan, and I love the formula and the shade of this one. It is so pigmented, so beautiful. It looks gorgeous, sheared out or built up. And I just think that this is a blush that goes with any look pretty much. And I absolutely love it. Then we have the M Cosmetics Pink Nectar blush. This is a liquid blush. And this is really beautiful. I find myself reaching for this one a lot. I do hate the packaging though, because, whoops. Because that was funny, just because it is hard to get the product up in the dropper, but the shade makes it worth it for me. It lasts really well on my skin, and I absolutely love this one. Then we have the Lanolips Rose Gold 101 ointment. This one can be used on the face or the lips, and it is so pretty. I really love this one for a monochromatic look. I will say it is very thick, like an ointment, and so if you are trying to build it on your cheeks, I recommend a brush for this one, and then go over it with a sponge, but it is sheared out just a little bit more. But it's such a unique color and a unique product in my collection. I really love this one, and this looks really pretty, like I said, both on the cheeks and the lips. So I really love this one. Then we have the Rose Ink Lip and Cheek color in Foxglove. This is newer to my collection, and here is what that looks like. This one is similar, a little bit darker shade to the Magic Hour blush that I showed you a minute ago. And there is what that looks like. Ooh, that's really similar in tone, I didn't realize, to the rose gold one. But I don't love this formula. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump my tripod. I don't love this formula. I feel like it's a little bit harder to blend out. But it does last once I get it on, as long as I can get it on without it being splotchy. Then we have the LYS High Standards Satin Matte Cream Blush in Confident. I love the packaging of this one. This one is a gorgeous shade that's going to be similar to these last two that I swatched, I suspect, but it's a little bit deeper and thicker. This one I do find is a little bit difficult to blend, but once it's blended, it's really pretty, and it lasts really well on my skin. Then we have the Say Dew Blush in the shade Chili. I bought this for my birthday in January after trying it at Kyra's house, and I can't say enough good things about this shade, about this formula. I absolutely love this. You can use your fingers, a beauty blender, a brush. It still looks gorgeous no matter what, and it's one of those blushes I feel like goes with just about any look. So I definitely would like to try more shades of these. If you have a favorite that you recommend, definitely let me know in the comments. Then we have the Merit Beauty cheek color in the shade Mood, and this is really beautiful, and I typically put this on my skin, straight on my skin, and then blend it out with a brush or a sponge. But it is so beautiful, and it gives you that sun-kissed look. Even though it looks a little bit deep on my skin, it looks like just kissed by the sun, and I love this. Okay, up next we have the MAC Glow Play blush in the shade Cheer Up, and I really love this. This is kind of a pinky peach formula. It's almost like putty-ish, but it blends so beautifully. I find I need to use a stippling brush with this one to get it to go on my skin well, but there is the shade of it. But once it's on, it's pretty and it sets down, and it's so gorgeous, and it lasts on my skin. Then we have the Honest Beauty Cream Cheek Blush in the shade Coral Peach, and this one is super beautiful. It's definitely more orangey coral, in my opinion, than like peachy coral, or pinky coral, I mean. But it's so pretty, and it's a thick formula. This one does take a little bit of finessing to get it to not be splotchy on my skin, but I do really like it. And here is the Milani Cheek Kiss blush in Nude Kiss that I mentioned earlier. This one is like the perfect formula of blush for me. It's super, super light, very, very emollient, easy to blend with fingers, brush or sponge, and it's very, very pigmented, and this lasts on my skin and is the perfect just kissed by the sun kind of color. Then we have the Fenty Cream Blush in Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush in the shade Strawberry Drip, and this one is a beautiful, shocking strawberry pink shade, and I love this in the summer and spring. It is one of the most beautiful blushes ever, in my opinion, and it looks gorgeous on my skin tone. So this one lasts really well. It's really easy to blend. It's very emollient, and I highly recommend. Then we have the Ilia Multi-Stick in the shade At Last. This is just a little sample, but this is a really pretty and color, and it has just the slightest luminosity to it. This one can definitely be built up or sheared out, and it lasts really well on my skin. You have the NYX Sweet Cheek Soft Cheek Tint in Nude Tude. I will say that this one is a little bit hard for me to work with. I usually put it on the back of my hand and go in with a damp sponge to blend this out, because if you put it directly on your cheek, it's gonna kind of stay where you put it. I have done that, and I don't love it as much with a brush either, but I love the tone of this one. This is probably the most nude blush I have, and it is so beautiful. So let me know if you have tried this. Do you have trouble getting it to blend, or how do you like to apply it? Then we have the new e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush in the shade Suave Mauve, and this is like the epitome of a perfect blush. It's kind of like the Say blushes, in my opinion, where you almost can't screw this one up, and this shade is so pretty. It lasts, it blends, you can use any way you want to blend it and apply it. It's just so beautiful, and it's one of the few that I have that when I put it directly on the cheeks, it doesn't stay where I put it, it blends out. Then I have a little tiny sample of the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Believe, and this one is really pretty. It's much more pigmented than the e.l.f. ones. It's almost the same color, honestly, as the e.l.f. one. But I find this one hard to blend. So it's not as easy to blend as the e.l.f. one and some of my others. I will use this up, but I probably wouldn't honestly purchase any Rare Beauty ones because I love the e.l.f. so much. Then we have 3 e.l.f. Putty blushes. And again, just like the bronzers, I know a lot of people don't like these. This one's in Turks and Caicos, and this is really pretty. I don't have trouble with these ones, but I know a lot of people do. But they are harder to build up. They're more of a sheer blush for sure. It looks super, super bright in the container, and I can get it to do that on my cheeks, but it does take a little bit of work to get it there. This one is in the shade Bora Bora, and it's the bright pink one. And I love this one. I don't have as much trouble blending this one as I do the Turks and Caicos one, but it is a very cool toned pink, but it is super pretty on the skin. And then we have the shade, what is this? Bali, which is a kind of burnt red sort of color and kind of a brownish red. And this one builds really well on my skin. It's super easy to get it on there and build it up. So that is all of my cream and liquid blushes. And last but not least, we have 4 lovely little cream highlighters. So let's start with this one. This is the Milani Liquid Highlighter Conceal and Perfect in Lunar. And I didn't love this one when I first got it, but I have learned to love it. I have discovered that the key with this one is to blend it out with my damp sponge. Otherwise, it looks kind of glittery on the skin, but it is so pretty. And once it's on there, it looks stunning. Then we have the Flower Day Glow Highlighting Glaze in Stunner, and I did hit pan on this earlier this year in a project. This is probably the most natural highlighter I have. It is just like a wet looking, lit from within kind of glow. And so this one is perfect for a no foundation day, in my opinion, but it looks pretty with anything. I've never paired this with something it didn't look good with. Then we have the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I have the shade 1. So I like this a ton. I, however, cannot wear this as any sort of complexion product like a lot of people do. I don't wear it alone because it is very yellow. I wish they'd come out with some that are a little bit more neutral toned, but I do love this under or mixed into foundation or over the top of foundation as a spotlight highlight, and it looks like just a beautiful lit from within glow, and you get a ton of product. And last but not least is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion Natural Glow Enhancer in medium glow. I use this more as like a bronzer contour kind of shade or to warm up the face. It looks pretty mixed into things, under things, over things. They do have multiple shades, and I did have the lighter shade as well, but this is so pretty and a lot like the e.l.f. Halo Glow in my opinion. So that is all of my cream and liquid cheek products. Let me know if you have any thoughts or opinions about any of them, what your favorites are, if you have favorite shades in anything, and are there any that I need to try that I have not tried yet. So let me know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That lets me know that you enjoy these collection videos, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. My next video will be my eyeshadows, palettes, and singles, so be sure you turn on that notification bell. And if you're not already following me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, be sure to check that out. And like I said, you can check out the video where I created this look if it's up already. I'm pretty sure it'll already be up, but you can check it out. If not, it'll be coming very, very soon. And have an absolutely beautiful day wherever you are. Bye.